Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart, yes.
From the hit movie that Jimmy Stewart was in, with I'll give you the moon. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
That Jimmy
What's it
Stewart.
called?
I'll give you the moon.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? This is Zach
And Allie
with Nerd Cave. Today, bringing you a hot new episode of As Far As I Remember.
Last one went a little long. I didn't realize, and I remembered way more than I thought I did.
Well, that's okay, because this one's probably going to be very short, because I don't remember everything.
Well, we can get away with saying that one was the first episode, so the pilots are always they're always a little longer.
Yeah, they're usually a little bit longer, trying out the formula and everything. But today I'm going to be talking about Star Wars Path of Destruction. Yeah, it's Star Wars Path of Destruction. Darth Bane Path. Some order of Path of
What's
Destruction.
the order?
Star Wars Darth Bane Path of Destruction.
Okay.
Yes. So.
And I know nothing about this book. I think maybe you told me something about it a very long time ago, but I've never read it myself, so everything you say, I'm gonna believe it's true.
It is the honest truth. So we start out on this little planet called Planet.
What was the planet called? It's called Planet. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Planet, and we are introduced to this. He's 26 years old. As far as I remember, he's 26 years old. And he is a miner of cortosis, which cortosis is this very hard metal that lightsabers cannot cut through. So he's mining this cortosis. This is set in the old Republic. This is way before the movies and all of that. His name is Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Yes, Vin Diesel. And it is very hard to mine cortosis. You're using a jackhammer to get in there and trying to get this cortosis off. It's a very hard life, and he's been living it for a very long time. He lives with his father. We'll call him Jerry. Jerry, the father of Diesel.
Jerry, the father of Diesel.
And Jerry's a jerk. Jerry's been abusive all of his life to Diesel.
That's not cool.
So he's grown up in a very rough situation.
Right.
So from work being very taxing on the body to Jerry being a jerk to Diesel.
Right.
It's just a very hard life. And the corporation, we're going to call them Disney, owns the planet.
Yes.
And everything that they do is charged to their account. They're essentially indentured slaves. Not servants, slaves.
Right.
As it is with Disney.
Yeah.
Copyright claim on this video.
Just
so everything, from them going to the bar to them buying anything is credits with this company, Disney. And so anyway, as far as I remember, this is just the very beginning of the book. I don't want to get bogged down in it.
No, I had that problem.
Diesel gets in a fight at the mine shaft with this other guy named Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart, yes.
From the hit movie that Jimmy Stewart was in, with I'll give you the moon. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
That Jimmy
What's
Stewart.
it called?
I'll give you the moon.
Okay.
So Diesel and Jimmy Stewart are fighting, but Jimmy Stewart worked out for this role in this book.
Right.
But it was real Jimmy Stewart, and he got bought by Disney and had to fight the death with Diesel.
Oh.
Not to be confused with Vin Diesel.
Yes.
So Diesel kills him. And as far as I remember, he also killed his dad.
Oh, well, it's somewhere in there.
Yeah. And then he gets in a fight at the bar after killing... I'm going to say he killed the...
Does he kill him or not? I need definitive answers.
I'm going to say he didn't kill Jimmy Stewart, but he put him in the hospital.
Okay. Okay.
So like he got in a lot of trouble with that. So he's at the bar, drinking his sorrows away. There's some of these correctional, like the police of Disney.
Right.
The Mouseketeers.
Yes, the Mouseketeers show up.
The Mouseketeers are there, and they're treating Diesel bad. Like they're hounding him and all of that. And he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go home. Mm-hmm. So he's going home. Mouseketeers show up again outside of the club. Aww. Outside of the bar. Okay. We're going to call it Dengar's Bar.
Dengar's Bar.
Yeah. Dengar's Bar. And they just keep on. And it's like these young guys. Like, they think that they know everything. Right. You know what I mean?
They're hot shots. They're like, I'm...
They just started in the service of the Mouseketeers.
Right.
Hothead kind of...
Yeah, they think they're all that in a bag of Flavor Fives.
Yeah. So they get in a fight. And we've already established that Diesel likes killing.
Yes.
Likes killing and beating people up because this guy, he's 2 meters tall. Like, he's a big drink of water.
Right.
And he's been handling a jackhammer for years, for hours on end, trying to get this cortosis out. So this guy is not just big, tall-wise, but he's, like, jacked. Like, he's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, pumped.
Okay, yeah,
like,
yeah.
back when Arnold Schwarzenegger was like swole. Swole Schwarzenegger.
Right.
Schwarzenegger.
Yes, absolutely.
So, they're being dumb. They challenge him, and he kills everybody.
Okay.
As far as I remember. He
kills everybody.
There were 17 of them.
He kills 17 people.
There was like 6, but to make the story sound better...
So, okay, was it 6 or was it 17?
It was 24.
It was 24. It was 24 people. He kills 24 people.
Just with his bare hands.
And
they had, like, chainsaws for, like, feet.
Oh, wow.
Not really. I'm gassing y'all.
We have to have the new bro.
So he defeats all of them, but he's like, bro, I gotta get out of here. And any Star Wars, they're gonna always have that like person that looks out for the hero or whatever. The bartender, Hank Williams Jr., also known as Bocephus, is the bartender at the Dengar's.
It was just Densgar.
Dengar's clubhouse. Dengar's club. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, what was it called?
Dengar's club. Yeah, Club and Dengar. So, like, he's like, bro, you need to get out of here. And everybody's like, ominous. It's like... he's like, you got to get out of here. You got to get off planet. So he gets off planet, and this is during the Sith and Jedi war. Like, it's big. Like, there's tons of Sith, tons of Jedi. There ain't no rule of 2 or any of that junk. Uh-huh. Like, it's like hundreds of thousands upon thousands. I'd say there's about 57 million Force users.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm throwing a number.
No. What's the number?
57 million Force
57 million Force users, and that is definitive fact.
That is, as far as I remember, fact. Copyright. Hashtag. He goes on a jaunt. He sees all of the wonders of the Milky Way and the Space Way, and he sees Eva and Wally, like he sees all of it. Like he's all over the place, but then he gets recruited for the Sith army. Mm-hmm. So he's a grunt. Like he is an actual grunt, like shooting pew 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 with his blaster. But he's a really good leader. He's got a squad, and they're doing awesome. They're just murking people. But he's got this jerk. Right. For a captain above him. Mm-hmm. This captain is going to be called Jerkface McJerky.
Captain Jerkface McJerky.
Yeah. Okay. So Captain McJerky tells them, we're doing this mission, and you got to do it this way. Right. And Diesel is like, nah, bro, that ain't gonna work. Right. That ain't gonna work. That's gonna get everybody killed. McJerky, that's gonna get everybody killed. He's like, I don't care. You're expendable. Go do it. Mm-hmm. So they're going, but Diesel, he's like, I can't have my people dying. I'll kill people.
Right.
I'll murk some people. 26 people with my bare hands. My dad, Jimmy Stewart, I don't care. Bocephus let me loose on the galaxy. You know who Bocephus is, right?
I know the name. Okay. Remind me.
Hank Williams Jr., like he had like the big glasses.
Yes.
Country music singer.
Yes.
That's the barkeep.
I love it.
He loses Diesel on the galaxy. So he chains it. He gets in trouble. He gets court-martialed. And as far as I remember, like, when he's getting court-martialed, because this is the Sith army, he gets noticed by the Sith, like the actual, like, top Sith.
Right.
We're going to call him Sith.
Sith.
For short.
Yes, for sure. His name is Sith.
Very powerful. He commands a lot of respect. He also manipulates people. That's one of his powers, is like he can like manipulate people into like trusting him and everything. But he crazy. He is cray. He cray. Not like villainous cray.
Like he's actually like cray.
Cray. Yeah, cray. We can call him Cray.
We can call him Cray. Wait, no, is his name definitive?
Sith the Cray.
Sith the Cray, okay.
Yeah, as far as I remember, this is 100% accurate.
It's Sith the Cray.
Sith the Cray. Sith Cray.
Sith Cray.
Anyway, so he takes notice of him and he's like, hey, I feel like you are really strong. You've done a lot of good things. This guy, Captain McJerky, he's a jerk. And he's like, I want you to go to Korriban. And I want you to train to become a Sith. Mm-hmm. He's like, dope. I'm not going to, be killed. So Diesel goes to Korriban, but he doesn't want to be called Diesel anymore.
Sure.
He wants to leave that behind. And when his dad would like beat him, he would call him the bane of his existence.
Oh.
All the time. You're like, you're the bane of my existence. So to channel that rage and that anger, because, fear leads to hate.
Right, yeah, you got to have that for abusive.
Anger leads to suffering.
Ooh.
So he dons the mantle of Bane. So this is where it gets interesting, because this is like when the meat of the story is like, oh, yeah, it's good. So he gets to Korriban, and this is not like desolate Korriban that we've seen in like the video games and everything. This is like in the height of its power.
Right.
Like they're training students, like all of this. So Bane gets there and he starts learning about the Force. He starts really diving into it. Like he's getting trained how to use a lightsaber and everything. But the interesting thing is like they're training sabers, because they don't actually train with real lightsabers.
Right.
Is they have it looks like a lightsaber, but the actual saber part is like metal, but to show like, oh, this is what happened if you were in a fight, if you got your arm chopped off.
Right.
It has these barbs and this kind of poison that will make your arm or whatever it hits go completely numb, so you don't have like control of that limb anymore.
Right.
And after 8 hours, as far as I remember, you'll get function back in that limb or whatever is hit and everything. So they're training, and he's bad at it. He is not good. He's just this big guy, and like he doesn't really understand it. And there's this top student. He's a Zabrak, which is like, or Dathomir. They're both kind of the same species. They're what Darth Maul is.
Oh, okay.
One's Dathomir people are like the bad guys, Zabraks, but they're the same species.
Right.
So he's the guy. Drew Carpathian's like, I know what you think, that looks evil, so we're going to use him. Mm-hmm. But he does a good job. His name is Gary.
Gary.
Because his name is Gary.
His name is Gary.
I almost caught myself. If you don't remember, the rule is you can't say it.
You can't. Yeah, you just got to keep going.
So Gary's really good. He's the top of the top. Like, he is the best student in the whole class. And Bane's coming in, and he's like, that guy's good. I've got, and they have beef. It's like Harry and Malfoy. Like, they got beef. Like, the whole time.
They got the beef. It's Wendy's up in here. They got the beef.
Yeah, we got the beef.
We got the beef.
I think that's Arby's.
No, Arby's does like
we got
roast.
The beef.
Is that Arby's?
Yeah. You don't eat meat. So, so Gary and Bane have issues. But there's also this chick, okay? This girl.
What's her name?
Her name is Garyita.
Garyita.
I know it starts with a G. So
no, like you said, it's Garyita.
It's Garyita. So Garyita like starts befriending Bane and starts helping him out, training him a little bit. But Bane wants to be the top. He wants to be the tippy top. Yeah. He wants to be the best. So he'll go to class, he'll go train, all of this, but he goes past that. Like, he starts getting into the books. He starts reading. He starts reading of the old Sith Lords and, learning the code and, like, really taking the code to really heart and everything. Because he wants his chains broke. Like, he wants the servitude chains. He's lived such a long time under Disney's thumb. Like, he wants to break those chains.
Right.
So he starts becoming super powerful. Like, he's really strong in the Force, but he doesn't really have a focus to it.
Right.
And then he challenges Gary to a duel. Like, he was learning the styles and everything, but he's gotten too big for his britches.
Right.
He challenges Gary, and he does pretty well. But then Gary opens up. Like, he stops holding back, and he utterly decimates Bane. Like, he just destroys him, like, limb to limb to limb, and, like, it was bad. Like, the teacher, Shark Tank, had to stop them. Master Shark Tank,
yes.
Had to stop Gary from killing Bane. Bane spends about 4 weeks in the infirmary because he got messed up. Like, he got jacked up. Right. Like, it's not just like, oh, I can't feel my... Like, he got messed up fighting Gary. Because Gary, again, is a formidable opponent to fight. Once Bane is healed up, like, he's lost, like, the drive because he feels like he can't be better than him. So he mopes for about 2 months. Just mopey. And during this time, Sith Cray is taking more of the students to fight the Jedi because they're on this planet, Mudhole, the planet, and they've been fighting for about a year, on a year and 3 days on the Mudhole, the planet, and they're losing numbers. Both sides are losing numbers, so he's taking students to fill in the ranks. Students that, of course, have not been completely trained and everything.
Right.
And they're taking some and all of that. But Bane is still there, Gary's still there, and Garyita is still there. But this is a continual cycle where he's just pulling from them and everything. And Bane's moping,
woe is me.
Yeah, like he's literally tripping over his lip. Like, that's how mopey he is. And Garyita, like, comes to him and, like, snaps him out of it and, like, you're better than this, you could do better than this, Bane, get out of your head, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's from Gary Whitta, one of the writers for Rogue One. She said that to him. He's like, oh yeah, I'm and he gets back on the horse, the proverbial horse, not a real horse, because horses aren't really in Star Wars. But anyway, he gets back on the horse. He challenges Gary again, and everybody's like, come on, Bane. Come on. You know what happened last time.
Right.
But he'd been training and been studying, and he like really focused on the different, like, types of sword play and everything. Comes in, just kills. I'm telling you, like, literally kills
Gary. Just straight up kills him.
Kills Gary. Because Garyita is, like, telling him, like, you're always gonna live in the shadow.
Right.
Know? But, like, Gary, like, keeps, like, agging on during the fight or whatever, and there's this turning point where Gary's losing and he starts freaking out. But Bane, he doesn't.
He's like, nah, it's too late, bro.
He's like, I literally murder people. This is my job. As I kill people. He kills him. And Master Shark Tank's freaking out.
Right.
So fast forward, Bane is, like, summoned to the library by Garyita, and she reveals her whole plan, that she tricked him into killing Gary because she wanted to be the top student, and they have a fight. Now, her weapon is really interesting. Bane uses a very basic lightsaber, red crystal, all that good stuff. Garita, on the other hand, uses a whip, a lightsaber whip. Very dangerous, very different. So it's a much different way of...
Is it like the entire whip part of itself is light?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Snap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Literally snap.
Yeah, literally.
So they're fighting and everything. Bane defeats her, but he doesn't kill her. Because he understands that the Sith need every member, but he feels so bad that she tricked him.
Right.
Type deal.
Right.
Like he's
like, I'm done with you.
Yeah. He also killed 2 of her friends. Jimmy John and Belichick. Bill Belichick. Yeah. Jimmy John of delivery service. Of House Sandwich. And Bill Belichick of the Patriots football team head coach. They're both in the story along with Jimmy Stewart. So all of that said and done, Sith Cray Cray is like, I need all the students. Get them all here. This is about to go down.
Right.
So they get to Mudhole, and like Sith Cray's there, and like he has a few people that are like really close to him, but a lot of people are seeing that this is not going to go well. Like, we're going to die if we keep this up. There's 7 people that are just like, we're done with this. And he's like, no, like, we're doing this, and like uses his voodoo kind of deal. And then he kills 4 of them, as far as I remember. Because he's like, y'all ain't gonna be with me, you're gonna be dead.
Yep.
I'm all about that. You ain't gonna be with me, you're gonna be dead.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. So as far as I remember, at this point, like it had been going on about 2 years at this point at Mudhole. And everybody's just like, man, when will this end? The Jedi are feeling it as well. They're just like, when will this end? So during his time at Korriban, Bane had discovered a book that described a certain weapon that could be used, a force weapon.
A force weapon.
It's called the Think Bomb, or the Thought Bomb.
I like it.
Okay. And what it does is it kills everything that has thought. Yeah.
That's a lot of things.
Yeah, it kills everything that has thought. And it only can be made by Force users. It has to be very strong Force users focusing together to make it. So Sith Cray Cray finds out that Bane knows how to do the ritual.
Right.
So he's like, well, there's only one way to win this war. Kill everybody.
Right.
So Bane, under duress, he gives the information to him. And they go into this like hole in the ground, like a little cave. And all the Sith are in there, and they're like channeling the Force, the dark side of the Force. Garita is there, Bane's there, and everything. But Bane's he's at the camp. There was something that happened where he stayed at
What happened?
Camp. He stubbed his toe when he was getting out of his bunk.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, my toe, it hurts so much. Bad. I can't walk 10 meters to get to the cave. So they're like, that's fine, bro. We understand. Ice your toe, and you'll get back here. Because Bane had used the Thought Bomb, unbeknownst to Sith Cray Cray, as a way to get rid of all of them.
Oh.
Yeah. So he used it as a way because he knows how to shield himself from the Thought Bomb. The Jedi know something's going on, so they bring everybody. They bring everybody to where all the Sith are. And Garita's like, I'm out of here. So she, like, there's, like, caverns, like, shooting off of the cave and everything. So she's going, and it gets smaller, like, Thought Bomb's about to happen. Like, she's crawling, and then the Thought Bomb hits. Like, it explodes, and it kills everybody. She's crawling, and, like, she just turns into ash.
Oh, snap.
So Bane's sitting at the camp.
Just chilling.
Just chilling.
Vibing.
He's icing his toe.
He's icing his toe.
He's playing the part here. And he feels the thought bomb go off, like he's, of course, shielding himself from it, from destroying him. It kills all the Sith. It kills all the Jedi on mud hole. But he's left alive. So he's trying to find, like, with the thought bomb, like a lot of other stuff was damaged because, you know, they're flying ships, they're doing all these types of, a lot of stuff's damaged, a lot of explosions are happening and everything. So he's trying to find a way off the planet. He comes across this child that somehow survived from the thought bomb.
Okay.
Her name is Xana. She was one of the inhabitants of the planet. And that's where we're left at the end of book 1 of the Bane trilogy.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
So did you learn a lot?
I did.
Yeah,
it was fun. I like the thought bomb thing.
Yeah, the thought bomb is awesome.
Thought bomb's really cool.
This is really dope. The second book gets crazy.
You get cray.
Third book's really good too. Second book, probably my favorite. Dynasty of Evil.
Dynasty. Ooh, that's a good title.
Yeah.
That's a good title.
Yeah. So there you go, everybody. There is, as far as I remember it, and there's a lot of me making stuff up in that one. But if you want to check out the actual book, definitely do. All 3 are amazing. Same thing with the Harry Potter series. Those are awesome books as well. You can check those out. If you have any suggestions.
Yeah, for things you want us to remember. And again, we said it in the last episode, but it's one of those, because the whole premise is we can't remember that much. I kind of failed in that in the last one. I remembered way more than I thought I did. But like, you'll give us a suggestion, but it might take us, a few months to get to it. And it's not because we're ignoring you, but because we need to watch it or read it and then give our brains time to forget it.
Yeah.
So that way we can do the show. Just otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah. Then it's just us regurgitating what we've already,
Yeah.
because the fun part is filling in the blanks.
Filling in the blanks, yeah.
But check out our first episode. Allie goes over the first book of Harry Potter
in extreme detail, because I was like, oh no, it's been years since I've read this book.
You've read it multiple times.
That's true, but like, again, I've read all the books multiple times, but like the later ones are like, I would say, I think 5 is the one that I remember the least.
Half-Blood Prince.
No, Order of the Phoenix.
Half-Blood Prince.
No, it's Half-Blood Bro. But like, it was like, as I kept telling it, because I was like, oh no, I don't remember that much about it. But as I kept telling it, my brain remembered the next part, and I was like, oh no. But you get some good bro jokes in there.
Yeah, get a lot
the
of
bro saga.
But check that out. We'll be coming out with another episode very, very soon. Very soon. So like it, share it, subscribe it, all of those good things.
All those good things.
Let us know what you want to see us talk about next. If it's something we haven't seen in a long time, it'll be
sooner. Something that we already know, great. But if it's something that neither of us have experienced before, then it'll take us a little bit of time to get to it. But
yeah. But thank you for watching. This has been Zach
and Allie.
Y'all have a blessed week.